down but not out. Russian President Boris Yeltsin survives a bruising series of impeachment votes. NATO on the defensive after the latest airstrike that killed civilians. The showdown over gun show sales moves from Congress to the shows. And the cancer-fighting drug that's saving more lives than first thought.
This is the CBS Evening News with John Roberts.
Good evening. John Roberts is on assignment in Belgrade tonight. I'm Cheryl Atkinson. In a year in which both the President of the United States and now the President of Russia have faced impeachment threats, Boris Yeltsin did today what President Clinton could not. He managed to prevail on his impeachment vote. David Hawkins tells how it happened and what it means.
He beat them again. Boris Yeltsin's communist opponents accused him of treason and murder, but didn't have the votes to make the charges stick. After 3 days of fiery debate, the Russian Duma voted down all 5 impeachment charges against the president. It was a close call on only one count, blaming Yeltsin for starting the war in Chechnya. It fell just 17 votes short of the two-thirds majority needed for impeachment, despite the support of liberal Democrats like Grigory Yavlinsky.
It's a pity. I'm sorry about that.
Communist Party leader Gennady Zyuganov said legislators who voted against impeachment betrayed Russia and would pay with their jobs in the next election. The news deflated communist protesters who had hoped they'd finally be rid of the man they hold responsible for Russia's economic problems. But just an hour from Moscow, ordinary Russians are too busy planting the crops they depend on for survival to worry about the political fuss in the capital. What happens there doesn't really concern us, says Valentina Sergeyevna. My biggest worry is the cold weather. Yeltsin also spent the day out of town at his summer house and offered no public reaction to his acquittal. A Kremlin spokesman said the president took the news calmly, but there's little doubt here that Yeltsin, who's a notorious sore winner, will attempt to settle the score with his enemies. David Hawkins, CBS News, Moscow.
Serbia today left little doubt that its so-called withdrawal from Kosovo earlier this week was just a ploy. Those troops are now headed back. Meantime, NATO spent the day defending yet another attack on civilians, saying the Serbs may be using refugees to turn the bombings of military targets into public relations fiascos. John Roberts in Belgrade.
In its 13th mea culpa of the campaign, NATO said it deeply regretted the civilian casualties from Thursday night's attack. But the Allies defended their actions.
We identified a military camp and command post at this site.
NATO may have identified a military camp and command post, but what it hit was a group of refugees in Korisha, a village in southern Kosovo. As seen in this Defense Department bomb site video, pilots dropped a total of 10 bombs on the center of the village and artillery in the surrounding fields. Western journalists who toured the area described it as nothing less than a horror. This man lost most of his family. It's my brother, my son, my sister-in-law, 2 or 3 girls, he says. In the hospital, 70 more people with injuries, 7 needed amputations. They were blast injuries, according to this doctor, 2nd and 3rd degree burns, broken spines and limbs. It's not clear why some 500 refugees were among the armored personnel carriers and artillery that NATO targeted. Yugoslav army sources say the Albanians were returning home after hiding in the nearby hills. NATO suggested they were being kept there as a potential propaganda weapon.
We are aware of continued reports that the Milosevic regime uses human shields.